Hi again. With me is Yongjie, a software engineer, and together we started a project called Transparency, where I want to build first world data infrastructure. Yongjie, next slide. Yeah. So basically, the problem is that getting useful data is hard across the government, and there are many bureaucratic reasons for why that is hard. There are long approval processes and so on. But there are also technical challenges as well, where because systems are developed in isolation, the data is siloed. Data can go out of date quickly when you download them, and what was relevant like 6 months ago, the data is no longer usable for your policy analysis purposes. And of course, given the IoT and Internet of Things and all of these things, what's happening is the data sets are larger and larger, and it's getting harder and harder to get your hands on them. Yeah, so what if you query all data, no matter which system it belongs in, using a single platform and combine the data however we like, and do it in a way that's horizontally scalable, regardless of data size, regardless of the data format, and with system owners still actually retaining access controls and systems. Now, this sounds like a pipe dream, but I'll show you it is not. There is a technological solution to this that big tech companies have been using for more than 5 years. And if you show the next slide, the big review is called Presto. Now, Yongjie has spent the last 3 weeks building a Presto cluster, so I will hand off to him to explain what Presto is and how it helps to solve these problems.
Yeah, thanks, Shenron. So I'm Yongjie, software engineer at OGP. And so Presto, right, is a way to connect to all of our more than 10 different products, databases, and federate the queries to each of them separately. So if you think about it, we send queries straight to Presto, and then Presto federates the queries, send them individually to allow for some very interesting cross-product queries. So throughout the past 3 weeks, we have set up a Presto cluster, and for demonstration purposes, connected it to 2 databases, from GoGiveSG and FormSG. Both has testing data, but it still allows us to have some really interesting cross-product queries. For example, how many form admins actually use GoGiveSG to shorten their their form links? So these queries can be sent straight to Presto, but then the output of these queries is just text and it's very difficult to visualize. And so we have also included QuickSight, which is a business intelligence tool to let us visualize all of these data. So just as an example, right? Take for example a pie chart like this. It shows the agencies with the most number of users in FormSG, and just with a quick glance, we can see that the Ministry of Education has, we have more than 1/4 of our user base is from the Ministry of Education, and this is disproportionately larger compared to the 2nd and 3rd place, with being SPF and Ministry of Defense respectively. So how about this? It is a line chart that compares the number of forms created daily in red compared with the number of Go links created every day in blue. We can see that although the number of forms created daily is usually a lot larger than Go, but it's also a lot more sporadic, and perhaps we can go and delve deeper to investigate why this is the case. And the most interesting one I felt would be this box and whisker diagram, which really just seeks to answer one simple question. Do form admins really use Go? So if we look at the form users on the left and non-form users on the right, we can see that our top user in Go is actually a form user over here. But then the majority of form users don't really use Go at all. For example, they only use maybe 5 to 10 Go short links. So this is really just the tip of the iceberg, really, as to what Presto can do for us. It allows to connect with a lot of data sources on the left, and there are plenty of platforms on the right that can interface with Presto and allow us to gather some really interesting insights along the way. Presto auto scales horizontally, so we don't need to worry about load and scaling according to the number of data sources. And in general, we're just really excited to see how far we can take Project Transparency even beyond Hackathon 2021. So thank you so much for your time. Yunan and I will answer any questions you have.
Great, any questions for Yuan and Yongjie? Give it a few more seconds. If not, okay.
Russell here. Yeah, I just had a very quick question. Like, how easy is it, whether it's currently or in the future, for anyone in OGP to actually make use of this?
With Presto, it will be really simple. Just write one SQL query to Presto, and then you'll be able to get answers from different databases, assuming you have access to them. Yeah.